Hey you guys, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm going to try to keep this short because I don't have a lot of storage space, but I just wanted to pop on for a minute and talk about the recent events. I know that Mr. Frank Rusek was on the news recently in reference to all of these creators that slander and bash and make up conspiracy theories and just have taken the death of his daughter and granddaughters to some whole insane place, and it's caused his family a lot of pain. I noticed that after he was on the news, I did notice that they called out certain creators, and I believe Justin Lee Reacts was one of them. And then I noticed around YouTube different comments and people making videos and talking about the news segment, and some people were saying things like, why is he trying to stop us from talking about this case? That's all he wants to do, is he can't tell us not to talk about this case. He wants to just shut people down and stop them from talking about the case. Okay, whoa. You guys know that's not it. You know that's not it. And it's never come out of his mouth. Not anyone in the Rzucek family. Not the mother, father, brother. I've never once heard them say, don't you talk about this case. I want to stop people from discussing this case and what happened to our daughter and granddaughters. I've never heard them say that. Not once. So, people, once again, are taking the narrative and twisting it around because they know what he wants. He wants the bullshit, the disrespect of his daughter's name to stop. And people profiting from their agony. That's what he wants. He wants that shit to stop. I don't blame him. Okay? And, I mean, there's people out there that are twisting this any which way they want to. The fact is, this is a public case. People will discuss things. Absolutely. People will create things, and that's going to carry on. Okay. And they know that. They know that they can't take away the public's free speech and discussing the case. And even her mother, Shanann's mother, Sandra, has said, if you want to make beautiful tributes to my daughter, that's fine. Great. Wonderful. If you want to discuss the facts of this case or who she was or all of those things, and you're inspired by her, whatever, do it. Discuss the case, but stick to the truth. That's all they've asked. All they've asked is that you, okay, even if you see something in Shanann that you didn't like, okay, you didn't know her, but even if you do see that and you're triggered by that, or you think you know something about her, or she reminds you of your ex-wife, or whatever, even then, what's so wrong with stopping yourself right there and having some respect and realizing, wait a minute, that's not my ex-wife. This is a different woman. She didn't do anything to me. I need to deal with my real issues, and I need to get off this woman who is someone's daughter, someone's family member, and she lost her fucking life, and I need to leave that alone. What? I mean, even if you don't like her, okay? Most of us didn't even really know her, so I don't see how we could really make a full, educated, well-informed decision about her all the way. I mean, one way or the other, but when it comes down to it, we don't have any reason to hate her. We weren't given any reason to hate that woman. None of us. We don't know her. She didn't kill her children. She didn't kill her husband. She didn't leave any evidence behind that that's what I just don't get. So that's all I'm saying is, okay, you didn't know her, you don't care for her, you see things about her you don't like, that you don't approve of, that you wouldn't do. So what? What's wrong with keeping it respectful for the surviving family members? Putting yourself in their shoes. And yeah, YouTube is a place where we are free to create content. Great. I believe in it. I believe in free expression. I believe in creating all the way. But when it comes to something like that, what's wrong with showing some respect and humility to the family and for human life? Can you not put yourself in their shoes a little bit? What if you're next? What if you don't even know that? I mean, do people think about things like this? And what you would feel like if your loved one was ripped away from you viciously? I've already been through this in all my other videos. That's all I'm saying. I just want to make the point again for those in the back who are getting this twisted. Well, all her family wants is they just keep saying they just want us to stop talking about the case. And we can talk about this case if we want to. I don't even see their damn point in going on the news. What are they doing? This is stupid. It's like they're on purpose ignoring the terrible things that people have said and acted like towards this family. It's like they're all in denial or something. And they know what he's talking about. I mean, yeah, people are going to discuss aspects of a case. And you know what? Not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to like the things they hear, the things that come up. Oh, that's offensive. Oh, that's hurtful. There's people out there from one end of the spectrum up to the other. Oh, you shouldn't be making videos at all. Or you should just let this go and never make a video about it. You're really hurting the family. Or, I mean, that just goes on and on and on and on and on. I think there's a balance there, though. Okay? I'm just using common sense when I create. I'm keeping that balance. I don't listen to those people that are way overboard from any extreme. Nobody in that family has been that extreme. Nobody has said, you cannot say a word about my daughter. You cannot make any videos about this case. You can't talk about this case. You can't show pictures of my family. You can't do anything. Nobody's been that extreme about it. So all these little spectrums, all they want is for people to keep a balance and keep it respectful. Do what you will, but you don't have to go out of your way, okay? The shit like heinous shit, like saying that her family is involved in it for money and saying all kinds of terrible things about Shanann. She drugged her children and she was abusive to them. She never spent any time with them. She didn't care about them. She was abusive to her husband. She was probably doing that. It's all probably. You don't know that from a bunch of damn Facebook lives. That's what's ridiculous. Okay? It's all that shit. All of the horrible, horrible things. Instead of just letting a woman rest in peace and having some humanity about it for the family. I mean, yeah, you know, we can do what we want and say what the fuck we want, yeah, but why? Why go after a hurting, grieving, suffering family like that? I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I'm okay with letting, you know, if my creativity has to go that far, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I don't think I'm even going to go there. Let me take this information and take it to a different direction. Let me create something a little different with that. If my creativity has to involve, or my money making has to involve creating pain and fucking suffering for another person, the mental anguish, then I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna stop that, because that's not what I'm here for. That is not, I don't even want my energy involved in such a thing. That's not what my creating is about. And you can take that how the fuck you want to. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn about being self-righteous. I don't give a damn about who's better than who. I don't give a damn about any of it. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to humanity and having some kind of respect for my fellow man. No. They're not going to tell me what to do, but I just don't have that rebellious of an attitude. I don't need to. Only people who feel very inferior and powerless in the first place feel that they have to constantly fight for, I'm entitled to do that. I have a right to do that, and only people that the rest of us just know. We just fucking know we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. And we have that confidence and we do what we need to do. But we also have the ability, the self-awareness and the respect to stop ourselves. We don't need to go over that line. We don't need to derive our pleasure, our entertainment, our excitement, our money, any of that from bringing pain and suffering, belittling to other people. It's like these people are just as bad as the people committed the crime. They're just as bad as all the people they're discussing, as far as Chris Watts and Kessinger and all the shit that went on. And that's all I'm saying is that, think about it. You know? I mean, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect by any damn means. I'm going to get on here and say some shit that some people might find so offensive. They might not like it at all. But at the end of my day, yes, I have freedom of speech. I have the right to do any damn thing I want to do. But at the end of my day, I do like to ask myself, and no, it's not about, did I offend anyone? And, oh, I've got to watch every little thing I do. And no, it's not about that. It's about at the end of my fucking day, I want to make sure that I can sleep well at night. I want to make sure that something I did, something I created, isn't causing stress, agony, suffering, and pain to another person on this earth. And I do go out of my way to try to make sure of that. We're not always going to hit that mark. No, we're not perfect. Fuck, sometimes we have to discuss things that are painful to others. That's going to happen. But in a situation where you don't have to, where it's not necessary, where you're just creating a bunch of dumb shit, where you're going out of your way to create things that didn't exist, that didn't happen, that weren't true, and not taking into consideration the pain and agony and distress and effect that it's having on a lot of other people. Especially in a case like this where a woman and her children lost their lives, excuse me. I mean, I know historically, creators will create. Artists will do their art. People are going to make their music and make their films and put their message out, no matter who's offended, no matter who it hurts. I understand all that, but they're doing it in a way where a lot of times it is not directly affecting the family on a daily basis. They will take inspirations from something and loosely base it on those real life events, and then they will express it in an artistic way that doesn't directly go after that human and cause all kinds of attacks on that human and all kinds of attention towards those people. Okay? This is a whole different situation. People could do this in a different way. And I can't sit up and fight this battle. I can't, I didn't even know these people, but I feel this case very deeply. And I feel that, my God, what if that was my family? I just see that it's not necessary. What's going on is just not necessary. So that's all he's trying to convey. And I see people yet again taking it and twisting it and making it into something that it's not. That's not what he said. He didn't say, don't talk about this case. I can't stress that enough. Talk about the case. Make your videos. Make your tributes. Keep it respectful. There's a lot of people out there that are showing a lot of love and support to the family. We hate to think that our human life here is just like that, and it means nothing. And so I feel that very deeply. Some cases, some people, I didn't even know them, but I fall into those situations and it changes a part of me for life. And I think to myself, if they only knew the people that their actual being here on earth affected, if they only knew, if they could have only lived and seen while they were here, how many people they were touching and reaching. This is the way I see it. It's like, if we don't have to, I mean, hey, sometimes we have to, shit. It just depends on the circumstances. But if we don't have to, then why focus ourselves like that on bringing pain and suffering and humiliation and slander and all of that to other people, to another family who has done nothing to you? That's the, call me crazy, but that's the part I really don't get. And a lot of these creators, I hear them, occasionally I'll click into a video and just to see what it's about, see what they're saying. And I mean, because there's just so many videos out there about this case, and I'll listen for a few minutes and I'll hear people say things like, well, now in no way am I trying to bring any type of hatred or anything like that towards these families. And I am not trying to, I just want to take a look at the case, and then I'll see that that's really all they do is permit people to say terrible things about the victim, Shanann, and in their comments and in their community and in their YouTube live streams, and find out that they literally sit up and have discussions as far as what this woman was doing in her life, and they'll sit there and agree with all these people coming in and making these ridiculous, disgusting, well, I think she yada yada and this and that, and then the owner of that channel or the creator will permit that. They will condone that. They will sit there and agree with it and go, oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. And they'll just keep it fucking going. I've seen it. But then they sit up on their channels going, oh, in no way do I mean any disrespect to the family at all. It's the craziest shit. Even sometimes their voice is just like sandpaper to me. And then the things that they go on to say about Shanann, that it's not, and a lot of times they're really sneaky about it. It's not what they come out and say. It's little seeds and things that they drop in people's mind. They'll put out videos like, what do you think? Take a look at this. This is from Shanann's Facebook from 2015, and she was putting little Sissy down for a nap, and then she went over here and she spent a few too many minutes coming back to get little Sissy, and oh my goodness, what do you think about this? Would you do this as a mother? And then there'll be a fucking flood of people come on there and go, oh, she was a terrible mother. All she ever did was spend time on her phone. All she cared about was filming. Blah, 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 blah. And they'll just blow it up, right? And that creator will sit there. And so basically what these people are doing is, a lot of them, they aren't making the disgusting statements, but they're dropping little seeds out there and opening it up for people to continue to bash Shanann. Yes. Oh, hell yeah. They think they're sneaky. They think people aren't picking up on that. And then sit there and act like, oh, well, I'm just analyzing this case. I have a degree in psychology, and I counsel with couples, and I'm in this just to learn and help people discover the signs of toxic relationships. And they're sitting there basically behind the scenes dropping little fucking insinuations and dropping seeds onto the public and putting stuff out like that, and then letting all of this disgusting hatred and nastiness about this victim brew inside of and be discussed and come out inside of that particular channel or community. And they're not doing anything about it. They're not monitoring those commenters. They're not getting rid of that. They are actually encouraging it. They are behind the scenes. That's what they're wanting. Okay? And people are feeding on that. And they're sitting back going, and I've seen some of their responses to these nasty comments too. Like 1 minute on their videos, they'll literally be saying, look, I support the victim's family 100%. I am not out to cause any hatred towards that family or any. And the next second, they'll be down in the comments when somebody else is making a disgusting remark. In one such example was, I forget which channel it was, but I was watching, I think I talked about this in one of my other videos. I was watching, they provided a clip of Cece screaming in the car. And somebody down in the comments said something about Shanann and how Cece probably would have turned out to be a terrible teenager. Oh, that's a great influence. Somehow they were mocking Shanann and making it sound like she was a terrible influence on her daughter. And these people were down in the comments just going on and on about it. And the owner of that channel, who tries to make it sound like, okay, the front, she puts up a front where it's kind of just like, I'm just here to make nice videos and I'm very supportive of the families and I don't want any hatred. They make it look like that on the front. But really down underneath it, there's a lot of, they are permitting and encouraging a lot of hatred and disgusting things to be said about this victim. And the next thing I know, when she answers her community back, when people make disgusting comments like that, hateful comments like that, she just takes a neutral stand. Like, oh, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you for commenting. I never looked at it. You're right. It could have been like that. I never thought about that. That's a very good point. And you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like a fucking sellout. That's right. That's what it sounds like to me. If you are supportive of that family, then you're not going to lick people's ass for comments. You're not going to sit there and let people slander an innocent victim like that who was viciously taken off this planet. You're going to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to clip, you're going to delete, block, or you're going to wipe that shit off your page, or you're going to let it be known, hey, I'm not down for that, okay? You know, I'm making a few videos here, but hey, that's going too far. And to me, that just looks like for you to kind of front like your channel is about being peaceful and supporting the victims and in their memory, sort of. But then when it comes down to it, when people are talking shit and trying to keep that shit rolling, you're just kissing their ass for comments to keep the comments coming. You don't give a fuck. You don't care if it's degrading and disgusting and disrespectful to the victims. Wow. Because I noticed it several times on this one particular channel. And then when it came, that's how I was so shocked, that because I was watching the channel thinking, oh, this is a tribute channel. What beautiful videos, you know? And then after a while, I started to catch on. I was like, some of the videos would be dropping little seeds of, like, she was trying to get the audience to think all kinds of crazy shit about Shanann. Like, look at this. What do you think, you guys? And I'm just like, wait a minute. And then I'd read below in the comments, and people would say all kinds of disgusting, terrible, horrible things about Shanann as a mother. And the owner of this channel she was condoning that. I was shocked. I was like, and she would just say things like, Oh, I really appreciate your comment. I didn't look at it that way. That's a very valid point. Hey, listen, why don't you join my live stream tonight and we can discuss this further? Or there's a lot of channels out there like that. No, hell no. Anyway, you guys, I'll have some more stuff up soon. Continue working on the other videos, the things I was discussing about Cindy and Chris Watts and toxic relationships with our parents and things like that. So yeah, I'll have some more stuff up soon. Appreciate you guys watching.